But this time, let's come to Nigeria and talk about the D Tigers, who have risen one spot in the latest FIBA World Ranking. They're now 22nd in the world. That's on the back of the latest round of qualifiers for the FIBA Afro Baskets.
That's a wonderful performance. They had 3 in all. And
3-0,
as a result, of course, 3-0. And as a result, also consolidating their #1 spot in Africa. Plus 1 more point. Just move a step up in that one. So these guys are just... Well, they're not much for Africa right now.
They're not. That's what I was telling you during the Afro Basket qualifiers in Rwanda. I mean, they're just so good. They're just too good for any other team in Africa, including Angola, Tunisia, Egypt. All those other countries. In Africa, it's the Tigers and the rest. And that's why the NBBF and the coaches are aiming to, make a massive impression on the world stage, starting with the Olympics next year. Congratulations to the Tigers. Defeated Sudan, South Sudan, Rwanda, and Mali. In Kigali just last
20 plus points in 3 of them, and it was their first competitive game under a new coach, and they didn't have any pre-game and all that. Just imagine training together, having warm-up games, and getting into championships when these guys will just be the ones to beat.
Let's not even talk about all the NBA players.
It's exciting times, for the Tigers and basketball in Nigeria.
You can say that again.
Okay. Let's leave that and quickly go to the first league that decided to take the bold step to start football. I'm talking about the NWFL. And of course, 7 games were played across centers in Nigeria. And you have about 19 goals were produced in that one. 2 away victories, a draw, and 4 home wins. These are the results from yesterday's games. Nassau Amazons and FC Robo, it was 1-0. And FC Robo, Shobowale Rukayat was the girl who got that goal.
That's a big win.
I mean, first I saw her playing football. I think she was 13 or 14, something like that. She was still in school. I don't know how far she's gone right now, but she's still a kid. She's a teenager. She was able to. I mean, you were having top stars that you think, okay. I mean, solid babes, solid girls. I mean, Nassau Amazons and all that. They have most of the top stars. Thinking, okay, the likes of, the big stars will be able to live up to it. But somehow, I mean, that was more like the curtain raiser for the Women's League. It ended in favor of FC Robo, traveling all the way from Lagos to the north. 32nd minute, that's when the young forward, got all that 3 points. Ibom Angels and Oshun Babes, another, before we get to that, Bayelsa Queens and Sunshine Queens, ended 2-1 in favor of the home side, one of the teams that won at home. Joy Jerry, of course, the captain, was the one who started it. You also have Precious Vincent, who just joined as Sunshine Queens, scored the 2nd goal, while Sheun Fakunle reduced the deficit in the 41st minute. Edo Queens also, it was 4-1, and this game, you had the governor of the state, the deputy governor, all of them coming out to really watch the girls. I think what they're doing with that club is remarkable and is a model for most clubs to follow if you have the money. They're the only club in Nigeria right now where you have equal pay with the men's team and also the women's team. And what they've done, having their own camp, having their own bus and all that. When you see Edo Queens filing, you'll be thinking, is this the national team? But it's just a club football, and that's what they've been able to do with that team. Well, 4-1, of course, it was that Tessie Beawo, she scored 2 goals in that one. And other results, they have a Bayelsa Queens. I mentioned that in the Conference Queens and Rivers Angels. Rivers Angels going away from home to get that draw against our Conference Queens. And they are the defending champions, so they needed that to tell everyone that, look, they are ready. It was a Glory Edet who got it for them. Also, you have Delta Queens and Dream Stars ladies. These girls, whoops, another Lagos team went to 4-1. Delta Queens, were they vexing?
Yeah, I guess you could say so. Dream Stars Dream Stars, we know their issues from last season. They've managed to somehow find themselves in the Premiership again. And this is why it's not a good start for them, but they can always get better. All right, so that's it. Match day 1 results from the NWFL Premiership, which kicked off yesterday across 7 centers. Let's now go back to the match of the day. That was advertised as the match of the day between Nasarawa Amazons and FC Robo. We're going to see pictures coming from that game. Just a long goal from the young star, Shobowale. That made the difference for them. And after the game, of course, contrasting reactions from both managers. Sahon for FC Robo, obviously very delighted. But for the coach of Nasarawa Amazons, Christopher Danjuma, you can understand this morning, he's not a very, very happy man. But then he's not licking his wounds for too long, and he's already focusing on moving on into the next game, which is a match day 2 next Wednesday. That's it. Pictures coming from the game. Amazons and FC Robo. It's just good to see these girls back on the pitch. Cecilia, how many months have they been inactive now?
And then you have the first lady of the state, or the ceremony of governor Hajia Salifat Abdullahi Sule, you know, the wife of deputy governor. Both of them were actually there. I think this match was advertised that the sports minister and the minister for women's affairs, you know, were going to be around. Well, I didn't see pictures of them. Okay, but then it was a good one because you also have a general secretary, you know, and NFF Mohammed Sansi was also you know, there. I think it was a good one, you know. Just
I mean, just looking at the pictures, the pitch looks in good condition. It's just good to have the players playing football again. They've been out for so long, and they're going to be rusty for a while. Yeah, of course, because they haven't played for a very long time. And anyways, let's take the post-match thoughts now of the two managers, the winning and the losing manager, Emmanuel Assange and Christopher Danjuma.
Nobody really wants to lose. Is a saddening game because when you start a league, you want to start with getting your maximum points. Lessons have been learned is not to say and begin to mull over the match that has passed. We have a match next Wednesday. Is to go now back to our drawing boards, do the necessary, and come back and make sure we win.
This season is to qualify for the CAF Championship. But you know, if you ask every 16 or 14 coaches playing this competition, they will say they want to qualify. That's why I have to lay emphasis on ending it well. With God, all things are possible. We hope to qualify. At least it's 2 slots. We hope to qualify for the championship.
Emmanuel Assange already looking to qualifying for the Champions League, the maiden
just 2 tickets up for grabs.
Exactly. It's a fantastic start already. 3 points on the road.
Yeah, that's a good one because coming home, you know that, of course, your home turf, you try as much as possible to win it. As I mentioned earlier, you know, we said the sports minister was actually represented by, you know, Miriam Yanley, and of course, while the minister for women's affairs was represented by Fatih Jamanta Sabo, respectively. So they had a representative also there. So it's good one. The support is actually coming for the girls and all that. Well, let's listen to the NWFL chairperson talking about Aisha Falode, you know, talking, just talking about, you know, what they had to go through to ensure that the league starts at the time that it was supposed to start.
I must commend the teams that have gone out today to start this football season for the NWFL, the Premiership. We know that football has been on a break for a long time because of the global pandemic. But now that football has resumed, we have also seen the teams who have traveled from home, recorded wins away. We have seen exciting football. We have seen the partnership with the United Nations Women with the Safe Home campaign. The Safe Home campaign is very strategic to the message that we have also been preaching in the NWFL, that our girls must feel safe no matter where they are, no matter what they do. A safe home will make the girl child thrive. A safe home will make the girl child achieve their potential. A safe home will give the girl child confidence to do whatever they want to do. We must all join hands to condemn gender-based violence in all its forms, in all ramifications. Be that as it may, the season is going to be an interesting one from what we've seen here today.
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting season. And of course, you also mentioned, you know, the gender-based violence campaign that they started, you know, with the United Nations Women, which is also a good one and a good way to reflect and start the Nigerian Women's League season.
Awesome.
Okay, the Premiership is on.
Yeah. Let the games continue. Okay. If you want to put it that way. Let's go to Porto Novo now and give you updates coming from that competition. The WAF will be on the 20 tournament, supposed to serve as qualifiers for the under-20 AFCON. Nigeria took on Ghana yesterday in their second match, and like we all expected, it was a very tough one. Fortunately, Nigeria lost that game by a lone goal, Precious Boas, well-struck free kick, giving Ghana all 3 points. That means Nigeria have just 1 point from their opening game against Cote d'Ivoire. So get your calculators out now, because qualifying for the AFCON now depends on what happens in the last game between Ghana and Cote d'Ivoire. This is not what we wanted, Cecilia, but it is what it is. And we have to start here, the prayers and all of that start again.
The fasting and prayers will start now. But we need to go on a short break. We'll be back for more. Yeah, welcome back. Okay, man, you guys can talk to us on Twitter. What you think about the Flying Eagles performance? Can they pick a ticket for it? Because if they don't, it's going to be back-to-back Flying Eagles not qualifying for. Okay, we're talking about qualifying for the under 20 AFCON, not the World Cup yet. So they need to get into the AFCON first and then get. But if they don't even qualify for under 20 AFCON, okay, that is a disaster.
They don't want to think about that.
They don't want to think about. So let's just Ghana. You know, you've beaten us already. We know that. So just do the job. Just do the job. 3 goes to nothing, and then we'll be fine. I mean, just by 1 point, we can sneak into the semi-finals. If they can do that favor, we are neighbors, remember? So just do that favor for the Flying Eagles of Nigeria, so that at least let's get to the AFCON, and then I know we'll prepare better for the AFCON.
We are rivals.
We are rivals, right? We are neighbors. So
I'm not sure Ghana will be looking to do us any favors.
We speak the same English.
Anyways, we'll see.
A couple of us speak French, so just try and...
You can talk to us on the UEFA Champions League as well. So I'm not sure we have a lot of Inter Milan fans in Nigeria, but if you are Inter Milan fan, if you're Narasuri, you can talk to us about your team crashing out entirely from Europe, not even the Europa League, consolation of the Europa League after what happened yesterday against Shakhtar. Couldn't be Shakhtar, the San Siro, not good at all. All right, then let's
and the Women's League is back. I mean, the Women's League, we're still waiting and waiting for it. So when should they start? Should they start sending questions to LMC and NFF and everyone involved in it? What's happening to the Nigerian Football League? I mean, the MPFL. What's happening to MPFL? When is the league starting? We are waiting. The league for the women has started, so it seems there's no problem. There's no PTA problem now.
Nope.
What is the big problem? Why is the league not starting? That's the big
football
question.
is being played around the world, Nigeria as well too, NWFL, the Creative Championship of the nationwide side.
Of course,
so there's obviously something holding up the league from starting.
So the questions are being asked this morning. LMC, NFF, what's happening? Why is the league not starting? Okay, let's talk about the Champions League right now. I mean, we have our guest, Babatunde Ojora, joins us from Paris in France to talk to us about what went down last night. But before we ask him the big questions and all that, let's just quickly run down the results in case you missed them last night, what went down, starting with Inter Milan. And all they needed to do was a win. And Real Madrid also, all they needed to do was a win. And of course, both Real Madrid, of course, had to go to, they needed to win that game, and they won against
Let's start with Group A, first of all. Bayern already qualified 2-0 over Lokomotiv Moscow, expectedly. Atletico Madrid went to Austria to get a job done as well.
Expectedly, because they needed to get into it.
Yes, and they did it. 2-0 over Salzburg. In Group B, that's the group that was going to go down to the wire, that went down to the wire. As a matter of fact, Inter Milan goalless against Shakhtar Donetsk, and Real Madrid 2-0 over Borussia Mönchengladbach. Karim Benzema with 2 goals in that game. Group C already decided before the final match day. City 3-0 win over Olympique Marseille, while FC Porto parading Nigeria Zaid Sanusi defeated Olympiacos 2-0 in Greece. Last but not the least is Group D. Ajax lost at home to Atalanta 1-0. That was enough to see Atalanta progress into the round of 16. Surprisingly, Midtjylland held Liverpool to a 1-all draw. Ojora Babatunde, good morning. Thanks for joining us on the show again. You're based in France, Paris to be precise, so it's only right we start with a game that was abandoned on Tuesday but eventually concluded yesterday between PSG and Istanbul. You went to see that match, I believe?
Yes, good morning, Tayo. Good morning, Cecil.
All right, so let's talk about what happened yesterday. I mean, a lot has been said about the historic walkout of the players. It's never been done before, players walking out because of alleged racism, and eventually the game was played yesterday. But before then, this players once again sending a message to everyone that cares to listen that there's no room for racism in football or anywhere else in the world for that matter. We saw them taking the knee, all of them, all the players, including the new set of officials as well too. That's the kind of solidarity we want going forward if we're to win this battle against this incredible scourge.
Yes, that's the kind of battle, that's the kind of voice we want to pass out there. And kudos to Paris Saint-Germain players that decided, like you said, it has never happened before, unprecedented. So we saw them all agree to leave the pitch. I mean, when now it's not even the fans, it's not the opponents, it's an official that is supposed to uphold the law. They are the one now using divisive and racial slur on players. So it's a big one big up for to Paris Saint-Germain players and everyone that was present on Tuesday decided to call the game up to walk up the pitch. So it was a good development. It's a message that's sending to UEFA that there shouldn't be room for racism and there shouldn't be room for racial slur or whatever in football. So it was a strong message.
Big message coming from the players. We're seeing pictures from Paris players taking the knee and showing solidarity with Pierre Webel, who was the victim of that situation. And to the match itself eventually got started. PSG 5 goals on the night. Neymar with a hat-trick. Mbappe scoring a couple of goals in that game, is now the youngest player to reach 20 goals in the UEFA Champions League. PSG looked really good last night.
Yeah, they did. Tuchel had said they won't leave any stone unturned, knowing that Basekshire, they've got nothing to lose, and that could be an advantage for them coming to Parc des Princes. So they showed class yesterday, they showed quality, and whenever Neymar comes to the party with his dancing shoes, you can tell PSG are in for it. He got a brace, he scored hat-trick, and Mbappe got a brace. He could have got a hat-trick before Mbappe scored his first goal, but because he wants Mbappe to break his goal drought, he decided to give him the penalty. So it was just PSG all the way from the beginning. Even before the game was stopped on Tuesday, you could tell PSG was in for PSG. They were in for it. So it was a good show for them. They came prepared for the game and they got the needed victory to top the group.
For Jose Mourinho, it's zero tolerance for racism in football. Message very loud and clear. But today, let's move on and go to Group B, that group that went down to the wire. When the draw was made, it was supposed to be smooth sailing for Real Madrid and Inter Milan. But guess what? At the end of match day 6, Inter Milan dropping out entirely out of Europe, while Real Madrid managed to advance into the next round. Let's start with Real Madrid versus Borussia Mönchengladbach. Karim Benzema came to the party. Whenever they need that guy to step up, he always does, and that's exactly what he did yesterday for Los Blancos.
Yeah, he always did, but don't. I think we can compare Real Madrid to an empty tube of paste. You keep squeezing, and you hope that okay, today I will get a paste out of this. That's how they are currently looking now. But yesterday, like you said, it was a breathtaking performance from the team, and probably because we have the trio of the midfielders playing for the first time this season, I think that also contributed a lot. Talking about Luka Modric, Toni Kroos, and Casemiro. That also contributed a lot to them. Yeah, they played for the first time this season. They dominated the play. They know that they knew we needed this win to qualify, or else we will be playing in the Europa League. So they all came out, and Benzema is post Cristiano Ronaldo. He's been coming out there. He did wonders yesterday, taking the ball from the link play, going forward. He also created a lot of chances. So They knew what they wanted, and yesterday was their day. They got some paste out of their tube yesterday.
You know, going into this game, everyone's actually skeptical about Real Madrid. Zinedine Zidane, you know, his job maybe is on the line if he doesn't make it to the group stage, to the knockout stage of the UEFA Champions League. 29th time they've been able to do that. I mean, it's never happened before. We've never seen Real Madrid dropping from the Champions League and into Europa League. But luckily it didn't happen, you know, for most people who were thinking, oh, after this, maybe Zinedine Zidane will be fired. But from what he has done with Real Madrid, his second coming, I mean, he joked yesterday he doesn't want to be, you know, the Sir Alex Ferguson, what Sir Alex Ferguson was to Manchester United and all that. He just wants to enjoy his game and all that. From the kind of result he has been getting, is he someone that can really last, I mean, stand the test of time with Real Madrid?
That's a good question. At least, going into this this final day fixtures, we've got coaches that they had last day to perform wonders. Some didn't even do anything. They didn't get a point in 2 games. But Zidane, you know, he came out with his magic. Like I said earlier on,
shots
Space
fired.
came out of the 2. They got it. And I think he's the man. He's good for the job. Though there are rumors that probably is losing the dressing room with some top players complaining. But with the performance yesterday, sorry, I beg your pardon. I think he's still good. He can still perform wonders. If Zinedine Zidane got sacked, if they eventually sack him now, who are they bringing? Who is the next coach that will come there and take over from Zidane? It's a risk you don't want to take now, like what Manchester United is facing now. So I don't think it's a risk they would want to take now. They should just let him end the season and let's see what he's got to offer this season.
Of course,
Okay,
I think talks about sacking Zidane are definitely premature. I mean, they've topped the group. Okay, they're not doing very well in La Liga as also, but it's still a long season, and we've seen this guy turn around the fortunes of the club before, especially last season. So I think Zidane is safe for now. A coach who is likely not to be safe, perhaps at the end of the season, is Antonio Conte. Inter Milan ending bottom of Group P. Who would have thought this was going to happen when the draw was made? Inter Milan, all you had to do was beat Shakhtar at the San Siro, but ended up playing a goalless draw.
Wow. You know, playing at the Europa last season was consolidatory for them. At least they played in the Europa League, which they lost to Sevilla in the final. Yep. But this season, nothing. So I think Conte started well. He started well, you know. At some point, I was like, I think he's going to make Italian football more fascinating now. But looks like he's losing the touch. I don't know. But from the performance yesterday, it's disappointing that a team as big as Inter Milan will not be participating in any European tournament this season. And like you said, I think he will be leaving anytime soon because it's so unfortunate that Inter Milan are not participating in any European tournament. And even in the league, it's the come side. It's not a good one for him.
It's not great at all. You have to say for Antonio Conte, especially his record in Europe is not the best. You wonder what and why that is the case. Juventus 2012, 2013, quarterfinal exit 2013, 2014. Group stage, they finished 3rd in that group. With Chelsea, it was the last 16, 17, 18. With Inter Milan last year, they dropped to Europe. Now this year, they're dropping out of the competitions totally, and you have to say he's under massive pressure going forward. But apart from the coach, let's talk about the players. I mean, the players that played yesterday, they should have found a way. You know, sometimes it depends on the players to just go out there and get the job done now. But yesterday, all those players, all those world-class players playing for Inter Milan just couldn't find a way to score one goal.
Yeah, we can also put the blame on the players, but the coach, I think that's what he's been appointed to do, to bring the best out of these guys. We've seen cases where a coach, a particular team, same squad, the coach was fired and the new coach comes in and they start doing wonders. At the beginning of the season, we hear Ole is on the wheel. So I think it's about the coach knowing how to handle these guys and how to get the best out of them. He's done a fantastic job with Lukaku. Lukaku has been, formidable. He's been scoring goals easily, but you needed a win yesterday, and that's what you've been appointed to do, to win trophies, to situations like this, to deliver. But not delivering, we can't put it. For me, I don't think we'll just put it on the players. It should be on.
It's more about the coach. Okay.
More about the coach, not getting the best out of this player. I mean, you could also, there are a lot of things that the coach could do. You could switch the formation. You could bring in players. You could, I don't see. I think it's just the stubborn Italian kind of thing.
Is it too from what you're saying, you're trying to say is tactically very rigid, hardly changes anything on match days?
Yeah. We've seen coaches like that. They just want to stick with, even when this thing, we can see these things, they're not working. They still want to stick with it, probably because it has worked for them in the past. And they'll be like, okay, it can still go. I still want to stick with this 3-5-2. I still want to use this guy. I still want to use this. I still want to do that, but it's not working. So sometimes it's just been difficult.
So nothing to do with the players, because when he was actually asked the question about his players' mentality towards the game and all, he said, look, the fact that they failed to score in 180 minutes against a team like Shakhtar doesn't really necessarily mean they're not good players. He insisted on that the players are good enough. So if the players are good enough, it simply means he's the problem. From all indication, right? Okay, let's leave him and talk about the teams that have, of course, made it to the round of 16. And we know the first team to actually made it there happens to be Manchester City. I know they just go through the list of the teams that have qualified for. You have Bayern, Chelsea, Borussia Dortmund. Borussia Dortmund, and of course you have Juventus, Liverpool, Manchester City, Paris Saint-Germain, and Real Madrid joined that. The unseeded team happens to be Atalanta, Atletico Madrid, Barcelona, Lazio, Leipzig, Mönchengladbach, FC Porto, and Sevilla. These are the teams. Sevilla, the Champions League. Okay, we have a new winner of Europa League this season. That's what it spells. But this team, seeded, unseeded, how is it going to look like when the draws happens on Monday?
On Monday, yeah.
Barcelona, they would not want to see Bayern Barcelona again. They would hate and as a Chelsea fan, I would not want to come up against the likes of Atalanta now or Atletico Madrid. But it promises to be entertaining.
Okay.
Teams that score really, Atalanta, Atletico Madrid, no. They are Diego Simone type. It's just defend, get it, go and qualify. But it's going to be interesting.
Okay, going to be interesting. Well, we're just hanging there. We'll just quickly go on the break. We'll get back to you shortly. We still have Babatunde Ojora with us this morning. But let's take a look at selected fixtures for Europa League this evening. What's going to be taking? You have Dundalk and Arsenal. Arsenal already booked their spot. Tottenham and Royal Antwerp, Leverkusen and Slava Praha, Poznan and Rangers are also in action. Just selected ones for you this morning. Tel Aviv and Sivasspor in action. Leicester City and AEK Athens. You have Napoli, Real Sociedad, PSV and Omnia Nicosia are the games to watch out for. But which one gets you talking this morning? You're picking Arsenal or Leicester? Okay, which is...
The special one,
The special one. Yeah, because they lost to Antwerp the first leg, and winning now will make them top the group. Yeah. And Mourinho, you know how he is. He likes getting his revenge. He wants to win Antwerp and get top the league. So I'm looking forward to that game. Leicester as well, but Tottenham for me is the game for tonight.
All right, Don, thank you so much for taking our time to join us again this morning.
Thank you so much for having me. All right. Have a nice day, guys.
And you too, have a great day. Okay, okay. Ty is learning how to speak French.
No.
But okay, let's just quickly, where do we go now, Ty? Quickly you go to, items from the soccer star, talking about the legend Diego Maradona, right?
Yeah, it's just a little auction going on.
Yeah.
I mean, these auctions.
In Turin, yeah.
I mean, these things have been on auction for even before his death.
Yeah.
So you can imagine since his passing, the demand, of course, has been higher. I was seeing pictures from the Bolafi National Auction House in Turin. The auction went on yesterday. Some of the items put up for sale include several shirts worn by Diego Armando Maradona. One of the shirts was autographed by Maradona, dates back to the 1985-86 season and was worn by him during the Napoli-Inter Milan match on March the 16th. It's to be sold together with his kit bag. Anyone who gets that will be a very, very lucky man indeed. Prices for the items set before Maradona's death range from 750 to 3,000 euros. It's a lot of money. These things, collector's items, they do cost a pretty penny.
And we know so many collectors have already started participating in the auction. It's online, virtual, on the company website. So many items for it. Everyone is just grabbing it because they just want to have a piece
of Diego.
Of Diego Maradona. Interesting one.
Talking about soccer legends, not on a good note at all. Bad news, as a matter of fact. Italy's 1982 World Cup hero Paolo Rossi has died at the age of 64. His wife confirmed his death yesterday on social media. Of course, if you follow football very well, you know Paolo Rossi was the man of the tournament that was in Spain at the World Cup in España '82, where he led Italy to that victory. Was also the man of the tournament, like I said, and not good news at all. No one has disclosed the cause of his death, but the Italian media, they're reporting a long illness, and very unfortunate that Paolo Rossi is no longer with us.
He scored 20 goals in 48 appearances for Italy, including winning the Golden Boot when the nation actually won the 1982 World Cup. Remember, he was involved in one betting scandal. He was banned for a while.
Missed the World Cup.
Then he returned and he won the Ballon d'Or that same year.
Very interesting career for Paolo Rossi. Rest in peace to the legend. Like we always say, these legends don't die, really. They just transition. Somehow we still feel their presence. Let's look at what the papers are saying now. Cecilia, I'm not sure you want to take a couple of tweets before we look at the papers.
Let me take two. Noble Flyerman says, just like Oli, Conte as well seem to take the technical, seem to lack, okay, that's what he's trying to write. It seems to lack the technical know-how the game requires nowadays.
Conte, really?
Yeah. Football now is played from the bench. I won't be surprised if he gets the hammer just as I want Ole to go, as he isn't fit for the job at Old Trafford. This guy just wants Ole to leave at all time. No Fly, I think I'm noting all your tweets. And if he leaves, I mean, you have to celebrate and maybe bust champagne on the line.
Okay, it looks like we have an Inter Milan fan in the house. Dams Oladokun. You're saying Antonio Conte must be fired. Yeah, good one for the NWFL as well too, as well as Aisha Falade doing a great job. And for the Flying Eagles, honestly, I am devastated. I think that's a bit too extreme at the moment. They still got a chance to advance to the Under-20 AFCON. Of course, it's no longer in their hands because that all depends on what happens between Ghana and Cote d'Ivoire.
Okay.
Yeah, so it shouldn't be devastated just yet. That's the message. Just
you know what
it
means to lose to Ghana again? Yeah. Come on, it's Ghana we're losing to. I think if it was another team, I think it's a rivalry between Ghana and Nigeria, so that's why most Nigerians are really not happy.
Yeah, but is that enough for you to be devastated? Like, seriously, it's not the end of the world.
You should at least draw against Ghana. Don't let them beat you by a lone goal. Just one goal and a free kick, man. It was...
And the coach obviously has come out to say they were wasteful on the day.
Of course, they were.
They should have put the game to bed.
They had their chances and all that. I think another thing has to do with how long sometimes you need to have a team going into a tournament. You don't just gather boys together, maybe stay in camp for 3 weeks and think, okay, all will be well and all that. Especially the boys that he picked. League is not going on, so you have to pick boys from the academy and all that. So competitive football hasn't been on for a while, and you want to go play teams that already, they had a team already. Okay, we're trying to make excuses right now, right? But the thing is, they still have 92%. Wait, 92% out. They maybe 8% in. Yeah, something like that. Out, yeah. So which is really very dicey.
Papers now.
All right, Sporting Sun. I'll start with the paper for today. Benzema eases pressure on Zinedine Zidane. Yes, it was actually easing that pressure. And Neymar scores a hat-trick. I mean, generous Neymar. You know, a good one is to score 3. COVID-19 stops Chukwueze, that's Europa League showdown, so he will not be playing.
The match has been postponed.
Today,
Villarreal, Karabakh.
It's been postponed because of what happened. And you have no regrets playing for Nigeria, Akpogoma. I mean, why is he saying that? Are you leaving so soon? You've not even started. It's played just 2 competitive games, right?
Yeah.
Well, the other one was a friendly.
It's not the backstory to that one.
Yeah, of course. Okay, Samuel Kalu steps of recovery. Okay, and Aubameyang fined £7,500 because of what happened. You know, Osimhen returns against Lazio next week. This is looking good. He's returning very soon. Yeah,
it would be great to have Osimhen back on the pitch. Let's go to Sporting Life now. Yeah. Solskjaer leads EPL sack race. This is contrary to what the United hierarchy are saying. They've come out to back Ole Gunnar. A lot of stories concerning the UEFA Champions League. Benzema's brace as seal knockout spot for Real Madrid. Euro big guns 8th round of 16. Mourinho digs into Manchester United's failure. It's very interesting. Neymar, I have not thought about leaving PSG. The owner, the chairman of PSG has come out to say Neymar and Mbappe is a priority to keep both players going forward. Arsenal still in the on for Eriksen. Eriksen, Arsenal.
Okay.
Yeah, it's turned out to
be.
All right,
Complete Sports is the last one this morning, which is Oyekuru desperate to return to Galatasaray. Iheanacho seeks 4th goal in 6 games, and Iwobi's future blink as a right back. Okay, that's Gareth Barry that sees Nigeria more as a forward than that. Okoye, hard work key to my new form. Yeah, he's having a fantastic time, you know, with his club and all that.
Sparta, Rotterdam. Yes, the number 1 now, undisputed. He will continue to grow.
And Wenger, Messi transfer will threaten PSG balance. No, I want to see the front 3. Angel Di Maria, you know, playing number 10, while Messi, Neymar, Mbappe. That would be sweet.
Yeah, I love what I saw last night.
No, it was interesting to watch those guys. I'll just see the 3 stars.
Who cares about balance?
Come on, have
Messi
stars.
Play with Neymar and Mbappe and
enjoy watching them. These guys are great with football.
Yeah.
All right, we have to leave the studio. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Cecilia Mogbe. Have a great day.
I am Tahir Salam. Enjoy the rest of your day.